Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Mace. Welcome back to another video. This one's about Trump supporters who can't cope with the consequences of their vote. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of these videos of people with buyer's remorse saying, oh man, I didn't expect this to happen. I thought he was going to do this. He promised to do this. And, he had such a track record of being honest and loyal and a man with integrity. I just can't believe that this happened. I can't believe that this happened. How? How did this happen? This man who successfully ran many businesses into the ground and received, he's just a Nepo baby, essentially. Inherited a north of hundreds of millions of dollars real estate empire from his father, and proceeded to just kind of grow this brand of competence, and I'm a businessman and I can Trump Steaks, Trump University, and he just became really good at swindling and using the system to enrich himself and eventually become president. But the greatest trick I think that he pulled was getting all of these lower class, middle class Americans to believe that he was on their side, to believe that he was going to fight for them, believe that he cared for them whatsoever. Like, that's the crazy part. And they voted for him three times. So let's get into it.
I'm really scratching my head because I voted Republican, and most of us in the fishing industry did, and we're not seeing the positives come out of it, why we voted that way.
Weird.
We are now seeing more and more videos like these come to light.
Hey, why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
Well, to be honest, I wanted no tax on overtime, but I'm starting to regret my decision because I think it's a lie now.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that's going to happen?
I don't.
Yeah, that's my opinion about that. So, I don't know. I really don't know much about politics, but...
And while some admit stuff like this,
to the numerous people who are telling me it's too late to regret my vote for Donald Trump, too late to be woke, my response to that is shame on you. Shame on you for discouraging other people to come forward and take accountability for their mistake.
I'm going to try to have a little bit of grace with this one because I can see that you're trying. The first thing you need to understand is that simply because you regret your vote does not give you automatic forgiveness. I saw in some of your videos that you said you're taking accountability, and making a video saying you regret is part of that. But then there has to be some follow through. There has to be some action after.
The funny thing with this is I suspect a large faction of political pundits, political commentators, podcasters, people in the media that helped Trump get elected both times, they're just gonna shift their content, right? They're just gonna shift to like anti-Trump, not anti-Trump, but they're gonna shift the perspective and just try to pretend that nobody's gonna remember or notice that they've shifted their leanings, their perspective, and they're just gonna try to continue on as if they didn't help Trump get elected. Those people, it's going to be the funny part. And they'll probably get away with it. And all the authoritarians and fascist light people that are now installed in government, in Trump's sphere, they're going to stay where they're at, even when Trump's gone. So, the war in Iran, I'm not up to date today, but I do know the gas prices are Israeli high. You know what I mean? Israeli high. That one didn't land.
The change behavior has to come after the apology.
Angie is absolutely right here. And let me be clear, it's going to be a theme.
I finally woke up. I've been MAGA all these years. And I regret it, man.
Damn, really?
Damn, really?
For real, like I woke up, man, and it's been one lie after another, and I just wanted to hop on here and let you know that. And it's causing a lot of tension between like friends and family now that I don't support MAGA no more, and it's kind of ridiculous.
What was it that was the final straw?
I think the final straw is multiple things, but the couple main things to me was no new wars, the whole Epstein files, like how is his name mentioned so many times, and these MAGA people just...
What was it? More times than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible? That's how many times Trump's mentioned in the Epstein files. And we might as well, it's the Epstein War, right? That's the war that they're fighting. I don't know what they got on Trump, but it's bad. It's real. They got some things on this guy and a lot of other politicians. That's the thing that I don't understand with a lot of Trump obsessed people. They'll always scream like, you have TDS for, criticizing my master. Meanwhile, they're sitting there with their knee pads on and they're all ready to slurp up whatever this dude's peddling, whatever he's saying. And I don't support any politician like that. I'm skeptical of essentially all politicians. So the fact that, and the funny part is often MAGA people are like, oh, politicians are corrupt. Politicians are, they're part of the global cabal. They're part of the Illuminati. They're part of the, the swamp. Trump's going to drain it. As if Trump isn't firmly a part of the thing that they're talking about. And that he somehow is, this messiah that they believe he is. It's no matter what he does, they will never, they're so deep into it. They're so far down the rabbit hole. There is no potential for escape or like redemption.
It just like goes in one ear and out the other. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like everything he campaigned on was just a lie, like saying he's going to end the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. That didn't happen. The economy's in shambles right now.
Yeah.
Like prices aren't going down like he promised. And
So tons of people call in or join TikTok lives, depending on the show, to let the masses know they are indeed regretful. But
so how are we, the people that voted for Donald Trump, supposed to continue to support him when his name has been mentioned 5,000 times in these files that have been dropped? Honestly, I'm a little bit shocked at how people from my party, I'm a conservative, I have conservative values, voted for Trump, etc. How are we making excuses for Trump? I'm truly baffled.
Really asking that question after a decade?
Because he wasn't convicted? I mean, how do you get your name mentioned that many times? I think it's time that we hold these people accountable that are doing these disgusting things to children. Irregardless of who you voted for, what you support.
She just said irregardless.
Or we can call something bad that is bad and still be conservative, Just because we criticize a particular person or people, that does not mean that we're like some leftist.
It's funny watching a conservative of this ilk, or I should say a MAGA of this ilk, try to use logic. Like logic in their brains. It doesn't, rationality and MAGA voters, it just doesn't work.
Liberal, they're calling the Epstein files a Democratic hoax. How is this a hoax?
It wasn't 5,000 times that his name was mentioned. It was 38,000 times across the files, including mentions of Trump, Melania Trump, Mar-a-Lago, and related terms. It's mind-blowing. Did you really have to see the files to know? All the pictures with him and Jeff. All the pictures with him, Jeff, Ghislaine Maxwell, Melania. All those pictures with them together. The videos with them together. That wasn't enough.
look, while he is right, let's also understand that this voter will push Trump aside, yet continue voting Republican and continue voting for J.D. Vance if and when he is the nominee. What she doesn't see is he, like the rest of the Republicans, are in on it and enable the pedos.
If you're a MAGA worthless piece of shit, and have recently come to the conclusion that you no longer want to be a MAGA worthless piece of shit, but your ego won't let you admit you're wrong, I have some advice for you. Just say you were deceived. Say you were lied to, and you no longer are a MAGA worthless piece of shit. Now, pro tip, don't try to explain it. Don't try to explain why you were lied to, because then it all falls apart. If you say dumb shit, I didn't know he would do that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so just stick to it. We'll give you a pass and let you go, okay, fine, he admitted he was deceived, and that'll be good enough for us to move forward just a tad. Still not forgiven, but at least we can all agree that, you know, you're no longer as big as a piece of shit you were, but that's your out. Just say you were deceived. And to be perfectly clear.
And just an aside on J.D. Vance, there's plenty of evidence and video evidence, I believe, audio evidence, and him making posts online basically saying Trump is a really, really terrible person and a horrible politician. And he was an anti-Trump guy. And that's the thing with a lot of these slimy politicians, right? They'll say whatever they have to. They're demagoguery of the yin-yang.
If you're on the right side of history, and one of these MAGA worthless pieces of shit comes up to you and says, hey, I've been deceived, I'm not saying to forgive them. Just don't rake them over the coals right away. Because if they're starting to see the cracks in their foundation of their beliefs that are starting to fall apart, the whole thing's going to come tumbling down soon. So just give them a little grace period and check back in on them later.
The Right Amount gave his take on how those seeing the lies of MAGA can potentially handle these new feelings they have.
They don't mean it. They don't mean it. Anyone who posts a video crying, snot running down their face, saying, I voted for him 3 times and I regret it.
And crocodile tears, and they'll do the same thing again.
And then turn around and say, why isn't anyone being nice to me? I told you I regret it. They don't mean it. They don't mean it. Because genuine regret means nothing unless it is followed with actions. Show me how much you regret it. Don't expect anything. Show me how much you regret it. What are you doing to fix the egregious errors of your ways? I made a mistake. Now give me a hug. Tell me it's okay. Coddle me. Don't hold me responsible for anything. That's not regret. That is jumping ship, joining the what you assume is the winning side, and hoping no one's gonna notice me while I'm here. I can just blend in. And I don't want any responsibility. Because I'm just, oh my God, I'm just so sad, guys. I just can't believe that. I can't believe I was I hope God forgives me. Nope.
Fellow TikToker Arta the Artist explains key fundamental steps that many who post videos such as these likely will not put into practice.
I didn't vote for this.
Well, this is still, an interesting video. Let's not pretend that Trump's base isn't just as fired up, as galvanized, and as united as it's been. These people, they're cheering on the war. Right? They're cheering on the high gas prices. Well, it's just a temporary negative, but, the benefits are going to be incalculable. It's going to be amazing. Just watch. He's doing us all proud.
Is the new I was just following orders. You knew what you were voting for. It was about cruelty and control. Those were the 2 main things. You just wanted to punish people who were different than you. However, I continue to say this, one of the biggest problems in this country is that people don't care unless it is personally and directly affecting them. You knew who that man was in 2016, you knew in 2020, and you definitely knew in 2024. Personally, I will not accept anyone who is regretting their vote until you do something to help fix the mess you created. A lot of you are going to feign ignorance and you're upset that you were duped. A lot of you will never admit that you're in a cult, and you won't admit that you helped cause the destruction of this country right now. Project 2025 was available to everyone, and the problem is why a lot of people are crying, mainly Republicans and most especially MAGA, because it's affecting red states. It's affecting a lot of people in red states who get government subsidies, and you didn't think it would affect you. There was literally an interview with a Trump voter who said they wanted to get rid of Obamacare, and they didn't know it was the same thing as the Affordable Care Act. It's very sad and disappointing, but not surprising. A lot of you are ignorant, hateful, and uneducated. And when I say that, I mean uneducated in the sense that you are completely oblivious to what is happening in front of your very eyes.
Andrew Case here, meanwhile, makes, well, his case. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become
good stuff. He's got some legendary vinyl records up here. Rage Against the Machine, Most Def, Tribe Called Quest, Black Star, Talib Kweli, De La Soul, The Gorillas. Some good musical choices there.
Channel member by going to youtube.com.
All right, good stuff. Make sure you get involved down below in the comments. Like the video if you want to see more. And we'll see you on the next one, everybody. Yep.